I don't know if you know the story about Ray Romano.
No.
Do you know that he started performing under a different name?
Mm-hmm.
For the first few months of his career, he performed under the name Jamie Roberts.
Really?
Yeah, and the reason that he did that was because he had gone to the Improv first to audition. The Improv was still open then, and in those days, there was a lottery. A lot of the clubs had lotteries. Because so many people wanted to perform, they would have a lottery where they would pick numbers. And if they picked your number, you got a chance to go up that night. Because when the clubs opened like Catch a Rising Star or the Strip, there would literally be lines around the block of people who wanted to audition.
Mm-hmm.
So Ray knew that only like the first 6 or 10 numbers would get up to go on stage. So to double his chances, he decided he was going to bring a friend with him who would also fill out a slip, and they'd pick a number. The problem was he couldn't find a guy to go with him. He had to bring a girl with him.
Oh, okay. So
he says to the girl, listen, you got to write down a different name. I can't go up under a girl's name. So she puts down Jackie Roberts. Right? That's the name she picks, Jackie Roberts. So sure enough, who do they pick? Jackie Roberts. So he has to go up on stage that night as Jackie Roberts. He does well enough to pass the audition.
Uh-huh.
And now he has to say Jackie Roberts because he couldn't tell them he lied about his name. He was afraid to tell Silver Friedman, that was Bud's wife who was running the New York club, he was afraid to tell her that he lied. So for the first 3 months of his career, he was Jackie Roberts. And he said that one night he bombed, and he had never done that before. He said that up until then it was like kind of beginner's luck. So he said after he bombed, he lost his nerve to go back on stage. And he didn't go back on stage for about 2 years.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, he went back to selling futons. His best friend was in the futon business.
Wow.
And as a matter of fact, it was an episode on Everybody Loves Raymond about him selling futons. He actually sold the futon to Larry David.
Oh, my God.
Isn't that funny that he wound up in Larry David's apartment and he said, typical of Larry David, he wasn't happy with it and made him take it back.
I'm surprised, yeah.
How cool is that, right? Isn't that funny? And then years later, they wind up with their own shows. But that's what happened. And then, so after 2 years, he decided he couldn't take it anymore. He had to come back and do comedy again because once comedy is in your system, it's like a drug. And you can only suppress it for so long.
Mm-hmm.